Hello and good morning, everyone, to my grammar course, lesson 3. I don't know who has the hop on date today. If you are still here, please do join me. Hi, Monica. Can you hear me? Monica, by the way, as you know that this lesson is an hour, we can discuss other things in the evening when you'll be free again. Hello, Sankumalan, welcome. So, welcome everyone. So, is my voice clear? You can see the video. Okay, let's start our lesson. I was not sure who's hop on day today. Okay, let's go quickly. And I believe that all of you have got the lesson curriculum. Today is lesson 3. Once again, welcome to my English grammar course, lesson 3. Okay, anyway, no problem. The person who has chosen the date today, if the person doesn't come, the person will miss the chance. Salman Roshan. Okay, yeah. All right. If they are here, possibly they might be able to join me. So as I go through quickly, I'm sure that you have had the chance to read all the codes. Today's topic is person and article. All right. So in grammatical concept, what do you understand by the word person? As you know, person is the identity of referring to someone taking part in an event. So who is the someone? All humans, nouns, pronouns, subjects, objects, etc. are classified as person. Briefly, examples: I, we, you, they, he, she, it, London, Jennifer, book. Can you please give us an example, Monica or Sanko, any other person? And remember that person has a schwa sound. If you remember schwa sound, where the sound is lazy sound and we shouldn't pronounce it. Sam, James, Thomas, that's great. These are all third person. Singular number, remember that. We already started number. Number is the concept, yeah? So Sam is the one person, James is the one person, Thomas is another person. Can you please give us an example of third person plural number? Sanko or Monica? Do you know the plural number of the word person? Hi, Sakmeet, welcome. Happy to see you. Yes, you have given the example Sanko, third person singular number. Do you know any examples of third person plural number? Do you know the plural number of person? The plural number of person. Oh, Anna, welcome. Sanko says there. Yes, that's correct. There is an example of third person plural number. People. That's good. Do you know the plural number of the word person? Sometimes people say persons. That is also acceptable. In the modern English, we say people. One person, two people, or two persons. You can say both are correct in broader aspect. So basically, there are three types of person in every action, and we classify as first person, second person, and third person. Persons, yes. It can be persons, the plural number, Anna, or it can be people. Hi, Pranav, welcome. Good morning. By the way, dear viewers, my subscribers, learners, amazing learners. I believe that everyone's doing great. After this 1 hour lesson, we'll go another live stream open for the public. That time you can come and join me, okay? So don't worry if you can't hop on now. We can discuss a lot after finishing this lesson. Man, yes, Manika, very good. Man, women. Remember, this pronunciation man and women is a bit different. Man, M-A-N, and amian, man, man, man. And E sound. Remember, M-A-N and amian. Okay. Similarly, woman, but when it is a plural, we call it women. Very good. Okay, let's scroll down quickly. As I said, person is strongly related to number because there may be one person, there may be more than one person, two people, three people. As we use both person and number in grammar to make English sentences correctly, meaningfully, and effectively. Look at the pronunciation number. R is silent. If you remember, in British accent or British English, we don't pronounce R in many cases, especially if it is at the middle of the word, at the end of the word, because of this schwa sound, of this, non-rhotic nature. What is non-rhotic? Non-rhotic means where we don't pronounce R at all, and number is one of the examples. Number, sister, similarly, brother, mother, father, teacher, etc. So the classifications, once again, as you know, first person, singular number I, plural number we. Second person, remember, second person singular and plural, always you, and always we have to use the verb you. That is a very much important matter. Very often, I've seen our learners are confused about choosing you. You may be singular, you may be plural, but when we are writing or when you're speaking, we must always choose the plural form of the verb. So what are the plural form of the verbs? I'll come back in a moment. So third person are those, except I, we, and you. Anything and everything in this world, we categorize them in third person. So, for example, he, it, he, she, London, New York, Peru, Indonesia, Malaysia, Jamaica, the US, the UK, children, teachers, students, etc. Okay. So pronunciation student, very often, sometimes we have difficulties. Remember the pronunciations which have been given at the bottom of every page. Please try to learn the accurate sound because it is important for your development. So as you see, how do you use person, number, and tense? This chart is very much important. We'll go one by one. In the meantime, if you have any questions and comments, please write in the comment section. So first person singular, in the present tense we say I am, and the past tense I was, in the future I will. And previously, I must remind you, we used to use shall after I shall, but in modern English grammar we don't use shall anymore. You can use I will anytime. So the plural is we, so we are in the present form, we were in the past form, we will in the future. Once again, in the previous grammar style, we used to use we shall. And there is a famous song, we shall overcome, we shall overcome. You see, that's the song. Okay, second person singular number, you are, plural number, you are. Look, this is the important matter. We must always understand that second person, though it may be singular, it may be plural, the verb must be always plural. So in the present form, you are my fire. It's the Backstreet Boys' famous song, okay? I want it that way. Look, so you are. In past tense, you were. In the future, you will. Okay. And for the third person, as you say in singular, there are thousands of singular in third person. He is, she is, it is. I should say Monica is, Pranav is, Sanko is, Anna is. Okay, so these are the examples. After third person, we must use is in the present form, and the past form, he was, she was, it was. In the future, he will, she will, it will, etc. So I have given two examples. Hey, Roshan.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. How are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm fantastic. Thanks for joining. So I'm sure you know all of the other classmates and people, I should say, in, in our group. Okay. So Roshan, today's lesson is in a person and article, and I'm sure everyone knows more or less grammar. We are just giving the definition briefly, and obviously definition is needed and important for our understanding. Monica said hello to you. Ada said hello to you.
Hello.
Sanko says hello to you as well.
Hello, Monica, Anna, and Sanko Melan.
By the way, guys, as you know, this is an hour. Not everyone can hop on. After finishing this lesson, we'll start another lesson, okay? Publicly. Then everyone can come and join me. If you were awake, Monica, I know it's early morning in Peru.
Hmm. How many people can join at a time in our private lesson?
This course, you have to choose the date. So if there are more than 4 people, maybe
Mm-hmm.
it depends. 2 people can join at a time, but they have to choose the date.
Oh,
And system and
okay.
system will let you join automatically. I can bring even if I wanted to. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. In my case, also, I just when I open your live stream, it just directly hop on.
That's right.
It
The
directly to hop on.
system does that, so I can't have any
Yeah.
control during the course time. The
Mm,
system has been created in such a way.
mm.
Yes, it's 4 a.m. Monica. Sanko says 3:43 p.m. Monica is not sleeping because of the lesson. Monica, no worries. For Monica and other people, we are going to make one lesson now, and you can join later in the evening after having a good sleep. Okay. All right. Let's go back. Roshan, as we have started describing third person, if you remember,
Mhm.
singular in the present form, he is, she is, like Roshan is, Rahat is. Every name in this world is a third person. And after that, in the present form, we use is, and the past form, we use was, in the future, we use will. And for the, if I go back quickly, yeah, briefly, uh,
Mhm.
first person, I am, singular, plural, we are, okay, present tense. In past tense, I was, then we were. Future, I will, we will. Remember that we don't use shall anymore in the present grammar concept. Once upon a time, we used to shall. I shall, we shall.
Mm.
So
Yeah.
they don't think there might be any more difference. In the second person singular, you are, and both. Amazing part is this: you may be singular or plural, but the verb must be always are in the present form. And you were in the
Mm.
past form. In the future, you will. In the third person, as explaining, he is, she is, it is, Roshan is, Pranab is, Monica is, all the names in the present form. Then in the past form, it should be was. In the future, it would be will. In the plural, are, they are, children are, etc. Plural. Remember, at the bottom of each page, there is a word. These words are really important to develop your pronunciation and accent. Uh,
Mm.
Pranab said, where? Please pronounce they, there, there. Okay. Remember, Pranab, difference between there and there, one of the places R is silent, another place R is not silent. There.
Is this is the same in the American accent also?
No, difference between the American pronunciation and British pronunciation, letter R is one of them. They pronounce the R, but we don't
Here
pronounce the
and
R.
there. I think in American pronunciation it is quite same. There and there.
Yes, but there is one big difference. If you ever find two vowels together, like there, THEIR, then it should be
Mm-hmm.
bit, we call it diphthong. Should be bit longer sound. Remember that this is the important way to distinguish Pranav and everyone. But in there, look, there is only a single E,
Mm.
plural. Okay. Uh, Sanko, it is plural. Plural. You can see there is a schwa sound after R. A is a schwa sound, so it's plural. All right. So person again, noun and pronoun. You see, this is important to know. You know this already. First person I, pronoun me, mine. We, us, our. Second you, your, yours. Third person he,
Mm.
she, it, him, his, her, hers, his, etc. Tense. Do you know this word tense has three types of forms of participle: noun, adjective, and verb? Roshan, you know the word tense?
Thanks.
Tense, yeah. The tense, similar like past tense, present tense. It,
Mm.
it,
I didn't know that.
it can be used as an adjective as well as verb.
Oh.
Like, oh, I'm tensed today. That means I'm much worried today.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? And
Mm.
so don't have to tense on your muscle. That means don't stress your muscle. That is used in verb. I'm tensed. Tensed is used in adjective in that case. And noun is, oh, how many tenses do you know? So this is the noun form of tense.
Mm.
Yes, tense are used to be for verb, adjective, and noun. So I'll give you to search a little bit later. By the way, do you know that when you finish this lesson, you can create your own another half an hour discussion. So, and also, dear viewers, I have received some of your homeworks. Please send me your homeworks. It will be better if you send me through the email so that I can check and send you back. But as I said, I'm a bit busy, so don't worry and don't expect that you're going to get the response soon. But I'm going to respond all of you, whoever will be sending their answers. Sankomelon, yes, tense can be used as a verb as well. Okay, let me give you the example as a verb one more time. So I have given the adjective tense. She was very tense. That means very nervous. And when you use as a verb, like we use the collocation tense up, like don't tense your shoulder. Okay, if you tense your shoulder, your muscles go up.
Tense and phrase in this case.
That is in this case a verb, tense. Don't tense your shoulder. Okay, how many tenses do you know? This tense is noun. He is in tense. That means that person is nervous. That is an adjective.
Mm.
Okay, and also sometimes we use tensed up as a verb. Like you seem all tensed up, but it is an adjective, honestly, not verb, I should say. Okay, she's very tense. Yes, Sanko, she's very nervous and worried. So it has got negative meaning by the way, tense as an adjective. Okay, okay. Situational description of person. So what is a situational description? Remember, if there are three types of people involved in an activities, we call it situational description person. We use rules 231 for general statements, whereas of description if all the three types of persons are involved and the verb must be in the plural form. So whereas
mm,
1 is first person, 2 is second person, 3 is third person. I've given an example like you is second person, he is the third person. So 3, 2, 3, and I are good friends. People will be confused. No, I am good friends. It should be look because you, he, and I. If you find this word and if there is singular person, it must be always plural. Remember that. And is a conjunction
yeah,
that connects.
more simple.
Yeah. Okay. So
Plural to more simple.
yeah, you, he, and I are good friends. Sometimes people ask that for two people, what would be the rule? For two people, it should verb should be always plural, but they don't have any rules. Like I can say Roshan and I are friends, or I and Roshan are friends. That is both are correct.
But I saw somewhere we have to write you and I.
You and I are friends.
I should be always in the last.
In the last, yeah, that is the old grammar rule says, but that's fine. There's nothing wrong.
Oh,
Remember that language and grammar is not static. It changes according to the time. If a new linguistic comes and said, no, look, this should be this, and we have to follow that.
yeah.
It's better to follow that rule, as you said. I should be always
Mm,
used at the end.
mm.
Can you give us an example for another general description, Roshan, with the rule 231?
Uh, you and you, Anna and I are discussing here about tense.
Very good. Well done. So I've given another example. You, Jim, and I have been to Paris.
Mm,
Okay. Situation. There's another pronunciation. There is a short sound as well. Okay. Situational description of person. Rule 132. Remember, uh, Roshan, what is a 132 rule? So rule 132 explains when we are involved in crime, fault, okay, or maybe in guilt, or maybe any kind of bad works. We have to follow this rule. You have to always tell that you are first, I'm guilty. Yeah. We always point the finger to other, but English grammar, you have to say that you are the first person involved. So
mm,
similarly, I, he, and you are guilty in murder, or I, Pete, and you were involved in money laundering, for example. Yeah, negative sentence.
mm.
Could you please give me an example following the rule 132?
I, uh, Centomelon, and you are not discussing any rules or any grammar today, like this.
No. Uh, Rule 132, remember, it is a negative meaning like crime, fault, guilt. Like you can say,
Mm,
I, Sanko, and you are naughty today. Negative meaning. Okay? We are not listening to the teachers, as you said.
mm.
But it is mostly
So
used,
the
this rule is like crime, fault, when there is something seriously bad things go on. Okay?
mm,
Is, is that clear, Roshan?
yeah, if I just mention 1 to 3 rules like I, he, and you not involved in any crime, is it right or wrong?
If it is general descriptions, rule 231, that is a general description. Okay,
So for a specific description, it should be 1 to 3 then.
132.
1 3 sorry, yeah.
Okay, Monica has given an example. Remember, I should be first. Monica, I is the first person, where is number one, then he, which is the third person, number three, and you are involved in a crime, Monica. So I'm amending I, which is number one, he, and you are in um, involved in a crime. Okay, Sanko says, Monica, I And once again, guys, please just follow this number. Okay, general description 231. Two is second person, three is third person, one is first person. Roshan and everyone, I think some of you are possibly confused. 231.
Yeah.
Okay, general description. Remember, if it is a crime, fault, guilty of murder, guilty of charges, money laundering, embezzlement, or any other serious equivalent crime types, we always describe 132. I should be mentioned first. So I, first person, two is the second person, three is the third person. So I should be always at the beginning. I, he, and you were guilty. For example, I, Pete, and you were involved in money laundering.
Mm,
Yes, Monica, well done. Yes, rule 231 is negative, but in 231 is general description. Monica, once again, please read the curriculum whenever you have time. Remember, 231 is general description, whereas 132 is uh, crime, fault, guilt, murder, charges, this type of bad things.
yeah, I got your point. For negative things, we have to write 132 rule, and for any specific or for positive sentences, we have to write
231.
2, 3, and 1. Yeah.
Great. Bravo. Okay. And let's move a bit quickly because time is a factor here in this class. So, guilty, you see, this pronunciation.
Mm,
Okay. I've got a riddle for you. We always use am after I in the present tense. Can we use is after I?
I think no.
Okay, let me ask Monica, Anna, Sankar, Pranav.
Where
Like I am, like I'm a good student, I'm a good learner, I'm a scientist, I'm a researcher.
Yeah,
Can you use is after I?
I don't know.
You don't know?
In my opinion, in my opinion, we can't.
Okay. So you can answer me later. There is only one situation we can use is after I.
Oh,
That's why I've given you the riddle.
hmm,
Anna says, no, we can't. You need to find out the answer of the riddle, all of you, and send me later. Generally, in the present form, we always use I am. But in one situation, after I, we must use is, otherwise, it will be wrong. Okay, riddle one, riddle two. The second person you, is it always a singular or plural number? Okay. What
the
verb?
second person.
Yeah. So answer it later. Don't worry. Just do this riddle as a part of your homework. What should we use after you if it is a present tense? What verb should we use after you if it is past tense? Riddle. Okay, riddle is another word. So answer me later, guys and ladies. Okay. Next part is article, and I'm sure you're aware of articles related to vowels and vowel sounds, right, Roshan?
Yeah,
So how many letters are in English alphabet?
26,
26. And how many of them are we called vowel or vowel sound?
5.
And they are
A, E, I, O, U.
A, E, I, O, U. Exactly. Yeah, these are all basic grammar by the way. Don't worry, everyone knows that. Once again, I'm going quickly. So, what are the vowels? As you've answered, article. Article can be used as a noun. Okay, like, oh, I saw your article today in the newspaper. That means you're writing.
Yeah.
So, articles are these three are called articles, as you know, a, an, and the. All right, and we use a and an as an indefinite article, and the is definite article. In English grammar, you will find in many English books, these articles are sometimes called determiners. Okay, determiner. What does the determine mean? Uh,
Uh,
আমার ক্লাস শেষ হয়ে যাবে আধা ঘন্টা পরে গ্যারান্টিড ইয়েতে হ্যাঁ হ্যাঁ অসুবিধা নেই ওনার রেকর্ডেড ডেলিভারি ট্র্যাকটি দিচ্ছে Okay, so determiner. Roshan, do you know the meaning of determine? What does it mean? It's a math.
determine.
Go on.
Uh, I'm not sure, but uh, it seems to me that determine means something which we do on uh, what can I say? Uh, I'm determined to do something like this.
So you're using determined, which is an adjective form, a past participle form. But determine, the word determiner came from the word determine. Determine is a verb, obviously, and determiner is noun. You can see from the pronunciation. So basically, determine is related to mathematics. Like determine means measure. Okay, find the quantity or value. Okay,
Hmm.
and determined, Sanko. Yes, I'm writing what Roshan has said. Like determined, that is, which is the past participle form of the verb determine. So determine is the verb, determiner is the noun, and determine is the adjective. So a and this are sometimes in grammar are called determiners because from this a and the we can understand whether it is single or whether it is specific. We can understand what it is related to.
Hmm. It determines
Yes, it
the
did.
nature of things.
That's right. It determines the nature of the subject, basically. If you so use of vowels. Vowels uses. Remember that it is not the vowels always. It is the sound. Okay,
Yeah.
vowel is always related to sound. Remember that. So article n. First, let us go with n. Is used if the sounds are like I, am, a. Double A means it's a longer sound. Remember, if there are two vowels together, once again, we call them diphthong and it should be a bit longer sound like A, E, on, H-O-N, though there is H at the beginning, okay? On. Then O, then O, remember, longer O. Anna has given an example, an English teacher, okay? That's right. If like an Indian, for example, uh, I can say that Idris is an Indian, but Roshan is a um, Nepalese, right? You're from Nepal, Roshan?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, like I
Correct.
can say teacher Sherry is an American teacher, Ryan is a Canadian, and Apple. Look, honest man. There is no vowel, but because of the sound, remember in honest, H is always silent. You have to remember
Yeah.
honest, honors, honorary, H is always silent. And owl. Do you know what is owl, Rosen?
Yeah.
And
Yeah. Name of bird.
it's a bird, night bird that comes
Yeah.
at night only. Sankus is a European, yes, because of the sound. Article A is used if the sounds are like you, like European, wa, like one, then BKCD, etc. And other sounds which are not mentioned for the N sounds. Some examples: a university student, like Roshan is a university student. have you got a $100 note? Okay, a cat, a dog, a European. Sanko, so we use a before European. An idea, a letter. Yes, Anna, bravo. Amazing, all of you are. In the meantime, if you have any question or comments, please do let me know, okay? I'll be happy to explain. So 1 is a number. Look at the 1 and also determiner. Okay, we do not use article a before uncountable nouns or plural numbers. Remember, this is another important information and message. We do not use article a before uncountable nouns. So what are uncountable nouns? Do you remember, Roshan?
Yeah, which we can't count,
Okay, can you give me an example?
like sugar, rice, water, and
Exactly.
like this.
Yes, that's right. So sugar, rice, water, money, intelligence, wisdom. But sometimes, in order to quantify or in order to use the single value, we have to use another word, like maybe a glass of water or maybe a pair of
Yeah,
tongs. Okay, we don't say give me a water. We can say give me a glass of
piece
water.
of advice.
A piece
Yeah,
of advice. Yes, right. A piece of advice. Okay, a piece of information,
yeah,
etc.
a piece of news.
Yeah. So there is a special use of article a when you compare someone as a famous proper noun like Socrates, a famous scientist. Oh, you are a Socrates, I see. Like I can say Roshan. Oh, Roshan, you are an Einstein, I see. That means we are comparing you as an Einstein. In that case, you can use a and n. Both can be used. That is
Okay.
an special use of a and n, comparing. Okay, like Johnny fought like a tiger. Like you fought like a tiger, I can say. You see, you are comparing you as a tiger.
Mm,
Like he's a Byron. OMG, oh my god, Countable. Okay, in countable there is a short sound as well. Okay, where we can use article the. If you remember, we use article the or the. Remember why we can have the sound the and the. Roshan, do you remember the sound the and the?
mm, yeah, before the uh, vowel sound, we use the, and in front of uh,
Cons- consonant.
consonant sound, we have to use the.
Very good. See, bravo, well done. So the we use the sound before a vowel sound, like any sound that has got a, e, I, o, u, and we use the sound da uh, in consonant sounds. So article the or the, whatever you say, is used mostly a specific day, date, time, year, etc. A group of islands or states. Superlative degree, referring only one. Phrase, collective nouns. Ordinal numbers. Do you remember what is ordinal numbers?
Mm,
Before something or someone specific or unique.
ordinal number.
Do you remember, anyone, what is ordinal number? Before I go to the next page. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We call them in number is cardinal number. Ordinal number is like first, second, third, fourth,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
fifth. Okay, let us go some examples. Like first, look, first is ordinal number. 15
Mm,
similarly. Like 1st January is the New Year's Day. Okay. But look, New Year's Day is a specific day. That's why we have used the. 1st January is the New Year's Day. And it should be sound like the. Okay. Next is on the 15th of November. All right.
The USA.
Monica says determine the position or order. Okay, that's right. The USA. But whatever the next one,
The
can
best.
the
The
best,
best.
the best,
The universe.
the universe.
The more I read, the more I forgot.
Yeah, it's one of the common, what should I say, and common idioms, that we use. The more I read, the more I forget.
The more I read, the more I forgot. Mm, okay. The English.
English. Look, sh sound. Shh. If you can say shh, English. Roshan,
The English.
can you pronounce this sound? Shh, shh.
It's
Shah Rukh Khan, for example.
Sarkan.
English,
English.
British, Turkish.
British.
Okay. I have to do a one lesson with you about the sh sound. Your sh sound sounds like s sound. S has three kinds of sound. S that you're saying. Another is ash. Okay. Another is like c sound. Okay.
Like it's net, it's cool, Spain.
Yeah, school.
I, ha-
That
I
is
think I have a problem with this kind of words.
okay. So we'll every Tuesday generally I conduct the pronunciation tips. We can practice a little bit more.
The
Yes.
UK.
Anna, the UK. Yes, the UK. The police. Police is a collective noun. If you say the English, what does the English mean here? Russian?
Uh, I think which is only one thing in the world.
No, I mean to say, is it the collective noun or a proper noun?
English. Proper noun. The
Pro-
subject of some specific book or language.
you
It
mean
should
that
be
you thought it's a language? No. If you find the before an English, you should understand it's the nation. Okay. Before the
mm,
subject, we don't pronounce article. English is a good subject, but if you say the English is a hard-working nation, that means it is the nation.
oh
Okay.
okay.
No, not the subject. Remember, we don't use the or the before the subject. We don't say I'm studying the English. We said I'm studying English only. Is that clear? But if
Yeah,
you
yeah.
find the or the before English, then you need to understand it is the nation we are referring, collective noun altogether. Is it clear, Roshan?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Anna has an instruction for you. Roshan, you pronounce like as yeah as a sound. Some videos are related to IPA chart. Exactly. Thank you very much, Anna, for the information. I'll suggest same to Roshan as well. Watch some of the SS sound videos. Okay, I'm writing it for you.
Okay.
But it's a matter of practice. So look SH and C. S has three kinds of sounds. Okay.
Sure, sure.
All right. So these are the some of the examples like the army, the army. It should be the army. Okay. Now look at this pronunciation of the word army. In UK, in British accent or British IPA, we don't pronounce R, but it is a bit longer. So an
Army.
army, but American army,
Army. Army.
army.
Mm,
And there are some other sounds we do not pronounce R, like this one. I'm writing a word for you. Let me see. How do you pronounce it? The garden. Yes, R is silent. Roshan, can you?
Ion,
y-
ion.
Iron, yes. In British accent, we say iron. R is not there. But in American accent, iron.
Yeah.
Okay.
Generally, I pronounce it as iron.
Yeah, but we also know it is iron from our school. Iron,
Yeah.
Okay. So where we should pronounce the R, when a word starts with R at the beginning, we must always pronounce it. Like your name, Roshan, R, Rahat, R, running, for example. We must pronounce running. Look at this amazing word, this word. Rumor, R,
Rumor.
but last R is pronounced as, I mean, silent because of the short sound. Rumor.
Rumor.
And we should also pronounce R if there is vowel sound before it and after it. For example, determiner, yeah?
Determiner.
Determiner. Look, in determiner, we are pronounced the R that is in middle, determiner. But according to the British IPA, R is silent. I'm trying to find out another good example where we should pronounce R. Yes, this one. Trevor. Robbery.
Trevor.
Yes. Robbery, yes.
What does it mean? Trevor?
Trevor is just a name.
Oh,
Like trouble, yes. If there is a vowel sound like robbery, R should be pronounced, you know. And another important matter, Y, the vowel, the consonant Y, we call it semi-vowel because Y sounds like I most of the cases. That's why Y is called semi-vowel. Okay,
hmm.
Y sound. All right, so that is almost. And if you have any question, we can discuss anything, any confusions. And remember to complete the homework and send it to me, please, guys. That will be better. Okay. Any other questions about any vowel sound or person? Okay. Another important matter, guys. If you find in a sentence like or, as well as, subject should be always singular. Okay. For example, uh, uh, Joanne or Jim. So if you say Joanne or Jim has or have done the job. So which one should be correct in this case? Joanne or Jim?
Or John or Jim has done the job.
Joanne. It's not John, it's Joanne. OA is O sound. Joanne or Jim, you have chosen has done the job, right? Remember, if you find or and as well as, it should be a singular verb. Uh, Similarly, Joanne as well as Jim similarly has have done the job. And thank you very much, Monica. Thanks. Another one like Joanne as well as Jim has have done the job. What's your answer, Roshan? This one, the last sentence.
John as well as Jim has done the job.
Yes. When you find this word or as well as, that means they are doing the job individually, not together. But if you find and
Yeah.
uh, has, Sanku says has, Anna says yes. That is the correct form. But if you find and, yeah, remember that is the important, you know, word before any subject. If you like similar sentence, Joan,
John and Jim have done the job.
yeah, Jim have done the job. Exactly, job. So and is the indication, we call it conjunction in parts of speech. That means it is adding two people together, connecting. In that case, the subject becomes plural. Yes, Anna, thank you very much. Then it will be have. So, so these are some of the, sorry, I've just made a spelling mistake, Joan. These are the some of the indications when you can consider singular, when you can consider as a plural number. Okay, and I think I gave you this test. Two and two. Is it make or makes?
Two and two make. Two and two make.
Two and two.
Make.
Two and two make. Okay. How many of you have thought two and two make? Let me see. Two and two make four or makes four?
Two and two. Because there is and at the time I have to use a singular form of the word.
Mm-hmm. So Anna says make, Monica says make, Sango says make. Honestly speaking, Roshan, you said make too also, okay? Yeah, according to the grammar rule, it should be make. But in some cases, I have seen that people say two and two makes four when they think two and two is an individual identity. But literally and grammatically, it should be two and two make four.
Mm.
Okay, is that clear? So both are correct in this case. Two and two makes four, and two and two make four. I've seen both of the expressions in different places. And when you study grammar, I suggest you study take the help from any grammar book, a reliable source, which will be helpful for you to understand that, you know, to elaborate your knowledge, whatever you learn. And also remember, whatever you learn, I will suggest you write every day something using those, grammar rules or grammar patterns. The best way to develop your writing is write more, and also whenever you write something, try to read it loudly. So what happens, our brain listens to your reading. If I read something loudly, sometimes I'll be able to understand my mistakes as well. And this is the auto correction or self corrections technique to develop yourself to the next level. Yes, and both are correct in grammatical aspect. That's right. Well done. You guys all are amazing, so that is the
I
end.
have
Yes, Roshan.
I have written one sentence. Uh, is that correct? You and I is talking.
Yeah, what did I say? You and I. What is the critical point here, Roshan?
Is
No,
I
you
I
and
you and
I.
I is talking.
You said I
You
stop.
or sorry.
You and I are or is or am.
You or I is talking. Is this right?
Okay, let me ask them. So you and I is am are talking. Which one is
No, no,
correct?
you or I.
Oops, sorry, you or I. Mm-hmm. What are the verbs? Is am are. Say is am are.
Yeah.
Anna has a question. Do you think if I read something and I don't check it immediately, but in the next day I check it, could it much effective in order to find mistakes? And it depends on you. You know, if you know something, whenever something is not correct, we can detect it whether immediately or after 2 days or maybe after 2 months, because you have learned something, but you know how to justify, how to determine right or wrong things, correct and incorrect things. Obviously, it doesn't matter, you know, the same way or after a few days, you know. Okay, Sanko says you and I are talking. You or I are talking. Monica says or are. Anna says are. All right. This is, there is another greatest rule. When there are two people, remember that the verb always depends on the last person. Okay, Roshan.
You or I am talking.
You or I am talking. But if I write I or you, for example, but generally the rule is I should be always at the end. So you and I am talking. You or I. Okay, Sanka, Monica, Anna, and Roshan. Remember that when there is or, the verb must be the person after or. If it is a first person, use am. It is a second person, use are. If it is a third person, use is.
Yeah.
Is it clear?
Yes, it is crystal clear.
Okay. But you know, there is a controversy, honestly, Roshan. That's why you have raised the question. I can understand. In American grammar, you know, sometimes they treat that as a plural number. Yeah, last person is the determiner. Exactly, Monica. Great. But in British grammar rule, we always use the person after the or. That is the determining person, whether it's a first person or a second person or third person. That's why sometimes we need to know the difference between the American and British grammar so that we are aware of it. I'm sure you'll find in some cases people might write that you and I are talking. Okay, you and I are going
Yeah.
to the movies. But when it is or, remember that most of the cases or is the, you know, after the or, that next person is the determiner. So I believe that everyone have enjoyed and learned something, and please try to do the, you know, homework and send it to me ASAP. We have got few more seconds before we end up. Thank you very much, Roshan, and all the people like Monica, Anna, Sankar, Pranav. Who else is here? Roshan is here, obviously. Thank you very much for joining. Remember that practice is the key factor, whatever you do in life. Without practice, we
Mm.
can't hope to be successful. Practice every day. Okay. I'll see you soon. I'm going to start another live streams after finishing this. Okay.
Okay. Okay. See you there.
Bye, everyone.